All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get into this game. Let's go ahead and play some more. The 2021 edition of Power and Revolution. We're gonna go ahead and play a little bit of the United States. It's going to be more of a, the last one was more of a, what do you call it? It was more of a kind of like a preview stream. Obviously, we hadn't played it before. We wanted to see what features it had. This time, I actually want to play as a country and manage it and just see what we can do. All right, Mr. President, we have developed a new tool which will allow you to easily view and understand the distribution and trends concerning deaths in our territory. You can also compare them to worldwide data we have gathered. This tool is available in the summary of worldwide threats and in the population window. We hope that public health will become a budgetary priority. And let me actually... Probably a little too loud for the music. At least for me. We hope that public health will become a budgetary priority and we will succeed in reducing these problems in our great country. People will thank you because you acknowledge the importance of good health. Right, that is the introduction to the causes of mortality. We actually go over here. You actually see that, that this is available. Had to drop the camera because I was just like, I'm not using it right now. All right, so basically we have all of these different types of mortality rates. So let me see. War, course of action, diplomacy. Okay, so the course of action is basically like what we should do. Insufficient vaccination, insufficient quality of public health, climate change is an aggravating factor of this. Apparently you have student exchanges and scientific cooperation. I think the world without COVID is bug. You start with negative growth and huge deficit. It's mainly because, like, this is how 2021 starts out. Maybe they'll fix it in the future, but I mean, it kind of makes sense because, I mean, how would they know what the deficit would be if COVID didn't happen? Unless they kind of like copy and paste the metrics from the 2020 edition and then, go on from there. So I don't know. World without COVID. Well, actually, it kind of makes sense because the TV address basically says the world just got over COVID. So COVID has essentially happened and it's over by the beginning of this game. So that makes sense somewhat. Art of diplomacy, especially science of cooperation, years of culture, student exchange, or joint constructions. It'd also be pretty interesting if the United States, every time you start out of the United States now, it's just literally it just keeps failing because of the massive deficit. Can you imagine having a 15% deficit because like this? Like, come on. God, look at that spending. What are we spending on? $1.4 trillion on Social Security. $1.4 trillion on health, so that's like over nearly $3 trillion that's going into health alone. We go over to health. Yeah, look at that. $3 trillion. That is why it's so much. What is that? National expenditures, that's 6% of the GDP. Watch out for the January 6th riots. That actually doesn't happen in the game. See? Debt is 130% of the GDP. Economic commercial policy, are we protectionist or liberal? It is likely not that important to answer this question right away. On the contrary, we should really take into account all the tools at our disposal to enhance our growth in our domestic markets, such as tariffs on the one hand and free trade agreements on the other. Indeed, let us not miss any opportunities. So let's go over to industry. Let's go over to automobile construction. As a tax collected on merchandise brought into the country while crossing the border, it is disliked by some economic free trade organizations and harms economic relations with affected export countries. All producer countries without a free trade agreement. Only 130, gotta increase that. Let's cancel that. Let's go over to taxation. Let's see what our custom duties is bringing in. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Custom duties, $73 billion. Wow. Alright, let's think real quick. Because I want to go out and start signing a couple of free trade agreements. Alright. Could the huge growth be less tax? Well, actually, we need to let our economy balance itself out because we do have a negative 3% growth, so all we need to do is just kind of like let the game run for a little bit. I could sign a couple of free trade agreements here and there, so let's go over to diplomacy. Let's go to free trade. Let's look. So we have 3 North American free trade agreements. That's NAFTA. Wait, no, we don't even have NAFTA anymore. Did they involve new organizations, other organizations? Do we have NAFTA? We do have NAFTA. Oh, look at that. It actually has a couple more metrics. So total GDP is $25 trillion. And then total population is $503 million. Non-member. And then let's look at the EU, $16 trillion. Total population, 449 million people. Guys, what to do with error 102? Have no idea. G7, $41 trillion. G20, $65 trillion. President countries, Russia. Some activation error. How do you already get an activation error in 2020? 2021. Okay, so free trade agreement. Let's go ahead and actually look to see. I'm tempted to sign a free trade agreement with Turkey, but we could also go for Japan. But what I want to do first, let's go to farming. Increase that. Ugh. God, it's so expensive. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to hold off on that. I guess we're gonna have to hold back on the global economic treaties for right now. Let's go ahead and sign a free trade agreement with the European Union. So let's go ahead and look what we got. So we have global economic treaty, which I'm pretty sure they won't sign with me, because we tried to do it with them, and then it's like, no, because like their food safety is horrible, so we don't want to sign one with them. Global economic treaty or reciprocal commercial contract. Economic and political agreements. So yeah, as the United States, I actually don't have an interest in signing an economic and political agreement with the EU. Let's go ahead and just start off with the reciprocal commercial contract. No regulations imposed, control of goods at the borders is light, and then 50% reduction in tariffs. And I think I might take him a while because I'd also sign one with Saudi Arabia, Japan, South Korea, Brazil. Who do we want? Let's do one with the United Kingdom. Let's do one with the United Kingdom. Global economic treaty. Yeah, let's try a global economic treaty since they're not a member of the European Union.
The Commission has deliberated and has agreed to put this commercial agreement to a vote. It will take place after the next meeting.
Okay, so they tell us that. Good sir, can you ban me from Discord? JR Fire, what the hell did you do to get banned from my Discord? Ooh, Australia is also another good free trade agreement. Some really good Hillary Clinton cosplay. Oh my god. Okay, so what am I doing? I was gonna do something. Okay, so we're waiting on some free trade agreements to come through. European Union. Year of Culture. Ooh, actually, okay, so let's go to Taiwan. Health, education, legislation, foreign exchange students. Suggest. I think I posted Gore. Jesus Christ, dude. Bring our two countries closer together. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You can also sign a free trade agreement between them. Your interlocutor is refused, and is there a reason? Your areas devoted to organic farming is too small, so we need to... Ay. Apparently no one likes whenever you spend 0 stars on organic farming. $30 billion. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do creation. Let's do company turnover tax. Let's go ahead and create a tax reform. We're going to call this the Revenue Act of 2021. I'm going to try to see if we can get this passed. They nerfed the turnover. They nerfed a lot of taxes in this. We're gonna do 5% company turnover tax. And they nerfed the value-added tax. Flex Tape, welcome back. I was playing as Poland, somehow got a trade agreement with China. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. We're gonna do something totally not Biden-esque. We're gonna reduce the company tax to 18%. Start reinvigorating some growth. Oh no, come on. Don't have enough Democratic support.
I have to tell you that... Sure. No, honest.
Huh. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. They actually changed it to where instead of...
No problem.
Thank you. So they actually changed it to where instead of you, whenever you do introduce a reform, they actually allow you to tell the party leader to support the reform instead of just individual laws.
The voting will now begin. I remind...
Well, everyone accepted the free trade agreement. Oh, we're so close. Cancel. other parties. Oh, there's my boy. Only $41 billion. That's pathetic. Why is it just nothing?
Sure. Well, really? Yet. No. It's tempting, but we have to weigh up the pros and cons. We mustn't ignore the consequences. Of course, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. But on the other hand, once you get mixed up in that sort of thing, in short, at the end of the day, all things considered, I prefer to stay clean. No problem. I intended to do so.
Oh, okay. Hey. Are they really gonna support that? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank God. Okay, when is that reform supposed to pass? 217. Let's fight
Cancer may become a major public health problem.
May become a major public health problem. United States Patriotic Front. Yeah, by the way, new terrorist organization. Oh yeah, this is what. We'll take a screenshot of that. I'll probably come across a couple of bugs, and I'm gonna go ahead and start screenshotting them. I'm gonna send them to Eversim tonight. You guys see any bugs in here, go ahead and make sure you report them. No bugs, no GPS. Who else should I make a free trade agreement with? There's really... Oh, they do border each other. There's really gonna be, some people that are gonna go, Why do Sudan and Ethiopia immediately go to war with each other? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Did you sleep in the afternoon? I didn't sleep. I didn't fall asleep, but I did, you know, get rested. Kind of like laid down for a little bit. And I feel more awake. So if I do live stream tomorrow, I'm definitely going to be able to get some sleep tonight. But I definitely feel better right now.
Incredible!
Incredible!
There's nothing to say.
Never trust your youth and sports attaché or your cultural attaché. Damn, Water Sudan and Ethiopia doing. Viable. Apparently I have really good relations with Belize. Surplus. Oh, look at that drop. Growth is still going up, and it should go up. Well, it might crash back down because of the other thing. Transportation. It's not a bug, it's a bonus feature. Love that. Don't worry, guys. I am right here. Science cooperations aren't too difficult. Find a decent budget for the project with the country you have decent relations with. Attempt student exchange prior. So let's go ahead and try. Who was it? Student exchange. Let's do student exchanges with Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea. What's up, David? Oh, let's go over to diplomacy. I don't know why that reciprocal commercial contract. Huh. It's only worth $41 billion. Well, let's do a free trade agreement with, oh god, South Korea. Let's do a free trade agreement with Japan. And maybe we'll consider one with Indonesia. Actually, Indonesia would be an amazing free trade agreement because we would get a lot of raw materials from them. Alright, looks like that piece of legislation passed. I like how Republicans are protesting whenever they, like, voted 55% in favor of it. All it's doing is lowering tariffs and trade friction, so it's not worth much. It's still much. Try to customize a FTA with the organizations you're already in. God, I don't know. I don't want to keep hitting my mic. Damn it. Demonstration protesting the government's policy of welfare. I always say welfare dependency. Everything you will need is in Indonesia. This probably might be the most OP free trade agreement in the game. We got steel, oil, rubber, everything we'll need is in Indonesia. Usually, it's always there in Hearts of Iron. I like how Bali is still in here. You know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Let's go ahead and see if the Indonesians will accept that free trade agreement. Wow, looks like we reduced our deficit by about... what was that? 7%? About 7%? Less than 7, about 6.5%. It looks like our personal MD is safe. Alright, Indonesia has accepted our free trade agreement. Japan has accepted it. In South Korea, all 3 Asian neighbors have accepted our free trade agreements. Alright, our South Korea is $123 billion. Japan is $411 billion. And Indonesia is $79 billion. So that's still good. That is still very good from Indonesia. Can we upgrade the Indonesian free trade agreement to a global economic treaty? Country awaits. Yeah, bet. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Alright, our growth is now positive. Attack in Boston. Bomb attack in cinema. Boston. Try to make NAFTA economic political pact or global economic treaty. Why? I don't like NAFTA. NAFTA took our jobs.
Need a statement.
Ah, oh, come on. Areas devoted to organic farming is too small. Need to figure out where that limit is. Try for the bug testing. Well, I can't. I can't go for a political or for a global economic treaty because I don't have the funding for what do you call it? I don't have the funding for the organic farming. I'm trying to get my organic farming up before I go into that. Let's try this. Is it going to be 3 stars? We can try every other star whenever you get the money to do it. Reciprocal, global economic. It's going to be between like 3 and 5 stars. I bet. Pumps of air. Well, yeah, let's see what kind of new space missions are out there. Nothing. That's yay. Dream Chaser, Mars 2020. Journey to Mars. Failed. Organic farming is too small. What happens if you find aliens? You just get a TV thing where it's just like, oh, you found aliens. Cool. Congrats. USA 2021 YT. I have an idea of what we're gonna do because there's a scenario in which you're able to get to a global. You're supposed to. Because where you're supposed to form a global economic treaty with the European Union. So let me go to that scenario and see if it gives me any more information. Enlarging Beijing, Berlin, Silk Road, Germany, or China. Let's try China since we're probably gonna have a lot more in the bank to do it. David, if you see any issues, you should email them instead of expecting other people to do it. Like, that's one of the biggest issues about people in this game is that they expect other people to report it whenever they see it. So if you see it, you need to report it.
After the modest agreement made at the end of 2020 between the European Union and China on capital investments, the German government, very much in favor of an economic connection with China, would like to press its advantage with a more expansive free trade agreement in Europe. Even though trains full of assorted merchandise from China are now arriving every day in Germany and all leaving refilled, German business owners will particularly appreciate this kind of agreement with Beijing. But time is running out because the September federal elections are approaching, and trends are favorable to environmentalists who are much more critical and are watching for observance of human rights in the Middle Kingdom.
Let's go. Order the vaccine. Going on, Red, White, and Ben? Welcome to the live stream. FAO is pointing its finger at us. Our nation has been rated as a country at risk by the United Nations Food and Agriculture. Oh. So let's go ahead and go over free trade. Shanghai Cooperation Organization, apparently. Okay, so European Union, Global Economic Treaty. Let's see what we need to do. Apparently, China's running a 11% deficit.
The Commission has refused to submit this agreement for a vote. Certain conditions have not been met by the candidate nation. In our opinion, the development of organic farming in your country is too far behind.
Jesus, this game is still alive. Yep. Let's see. 4. Is it going to be 4 stars? Haha, only 4,000 people have died in China. Sure.
The Commission has refused to submit this agreement for a vote.
So 5. They're gonna get real annoyed at me.
Although you...
The Commission has refused to submit.
6. Max it out. Trying to see where that limit is. The people love you.
The Commission has refused to submit.
Alright, see you, Vladimir.
The Commission has refused. The Commission has refused to.
So we're going to wait for our organic farming to develop. We're going to try to let it to get up to 1%, and then we'll see what happens. You have to wait because your agriculture can't convert in one day. Sometimes it can. So 1%. Let's try again.
The Commission has refused to.
So it's not 1%.
Faced with this threat, I can.
really think.
Wait until it's at 10%. So it has to be 10%. Is that confirmed? Nah, just wait. We just want you to wait. Regulate economic activity. 100 million people. Health protocols. Let's go over to... While we wait... Vaccine priorities. Where's COVID-19 vaccine? Sales contract. Wonder if you could screw up policy so badly and cause another outbreak of COVID in China. You want me to try? You want me to try? Rejected? Large volume of orders. Oh, BS. Oh, go shut down. Shut down those areas, those companies.
The Commission has refused to submit this agreement for a vote. Certain conditions have not been met by the candidate nation.
I've not even played the game, and I'm tired of the president of the European Union. Alright, see ya, Joe Cheen. How long are you streaming for? About an hour, hour and a half. Not too long. Not as long as I did last time. I just want to try out a couple of things. Play more. Kind of just get my bearings on this game, and also learn. Still trying to learn it, especially free trade agreements. 2%? Ah. Why was it the United States? Oh, it's because I was clicked on them. But they didn't give me any other reason. That was a global economic contract.
The Commission has refused to submit this agreement for a vote.
What else do I have? Iran. Let's try a global economic treaty with you. Have you figured out the scientific cooperation? I have not. Well, actually, I had someone tell me earlier. I'll look at it in a second. Wait. Okay. Unless Iran does not care about that, I just got into a global economic contract. But I also have very good relations with them. But I got the achievement for it. High five. The achievement is called High Five. Sign a global economic treaty with another country. And I just did with Iran. So let's see what happens whenever I did that. Worth $46 billion. So it's not even worth a star. Yeah, let's do a trade agreement with North Korea. Probably because you have dark green relations with them, yeah. Well, it adds the United States. I had dark green relations with... I had dark green relations with, what do you call it? Issuance of $459 billion. Wow. I have dark green relations with the other country. Unless it's 3%. Unless that number is 3%. Available position. Apparently all my ministers, like, just keep getting assassinated right now. Let's try... Russia. Global Economic Treaty. But let's also try this. Space research, cooperation, new science of cooperation with Iran, and let's do fusion plants. Let's do $1 billion each. Budget's too high for the Iranian treasury, of course. Relations are too poor.
The Commission has refused.
Alright, let's try this. See if we win. European Union, reciprocal commercial contract.
The Commission has deliberated and has agreed to put this commercial agreement to a vote. It will take place after the next meeting.
Right.
The voting will now begin.
Huh. Wow. Wait, why do I have God and Spy? Why am I not able to proceed with the vote? Oh no. Oh no, I'm stuck. Well, that bugged out. Alright. Let's go back to the United States. We're gonna try a couple more things. So it's impossible. I wouldn't say it's impossible, it's just I haven't learned what it is yet. You always had to email them to transfer it over. Well, the thing is I don't have God and... Apparently I have God and Spy now. Huh. I literally didn't have God and Spy, like, the last stream. Interesting. Main allied countries, Taiwan. Hell yeah. What is my organic farming rate right now? Cut the deficit. Oh man, you should have seen it earlier, man. You should have seen that deficit earlier. You start out with 15 to 16% deficit in Power and Revolution 2021. Cut the deficit. I know. My favorite feature of this game, though, is this. Let me actually go grab a drink real quick, and then I'll go ahead and explain what my favorite feature is. Okay, I'm back. So basically my favorite feature of this game as of now is the complete rework of debt in this game. So essentially, you can run a surplus now, and then you can still get treasury, right? But then, basically, you have this treasury, you know, right here that you're able to form, and then whenever you, the way it worked in previous editions is that your debt would pay itself. It would like be this like random number, and I don't even know. I never could figure out how this number was calculated. And now in Power and Revolution 2021, are you winning, son? Yeah, a little bit. In Power and Revolution 2021, you're able to directly pay off your debt. So, for example, if I had $10 billion or $100 billion of treasury reserve right here, and I go over here to the United Kingdom and I say, hey, instead of paying 5% on this interest, you know, I'm paying $11 billion per year in my debt reimbursement. Then I can pay it down to about $220 billion, and then I can directly lower my interest payments and then directly lower my debt reimbursement. Which this is the first time that any edition has allowed you to directly pay your debts. And that is probably my favorite feature of this game, and I think is gonna make this, I mean, I guess, like, you know, long-term playthroughs, especially as the United States, because you have so much debt. That is insane that we're able to do that in Power and Revolution 2021. You know, we have this $478 billion. Imagine if I get $478 billion in a surplus, and then I'm able to go through, I'll be able to pay off the United Kingdom and Luxembourg's debts to me, and I'll still have a little bit to, you know, invest in like a high-speed rail or something like that. And that's the other thing, is that whenever you get a surplus, you no longer have to pay your entire debt just to get a treasury surplus. You get a treasury surplus every time you have a deficit or a structural deficit. And then whenever you have that structural deficit, it gives you some money into the treasury, and then you're able to do with what you use that as you would please, you know, build a high-speed rail, build a couple of houses, build, culture museums, build hospitals, or pay off your debt. There's a lot of different ways that you can use this, and then it's basically so you can avoid, for one, taking larger loans, and then two, you're able to use it mainly to pay off your debt. So again, if I come over here to China, for example, I mean, I got a pretty low interest rate with them, but I have 16 years to pay it off. They're going to give me $33 billion, and I'm paying them $107 billion in interest. And as you pay off these debts, you lower your debt reimbursement. People always would ask me, saying, how do you lower your debt reimbursement? I would just say you just have to pay off your debts. Like, that's how you lower the deficit. That's how you lower the debt reimbursement. How do you lower your debt reimbursement now? Go get a surplus, and pay it off with your treasury surplus. I never thought I would be able to say that in this game, but I did. Awesome. Global Economic Treaty, let's modify that.
The Commission has refused to submit this agreement.
That wasn't with the European Union, you idiots. Surpluses are so hard to get now. Haha, yeah. Did they fix the Suez Canal? Oh, wonder. Aww. Current situation. Production director? What about the Panama? The Dominican Republic.
The mem.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna take some advice from, shout out to David. Okay, so what he said to me: scientific cooperations aren't too difficult. Find a decent budget for the project with the country you have decent relations with. Attempt to student exchange prior. So what are our relations? So let's do South Korea. Go to research, cooperation, new scientific cooperation, matter sciences. Budget insufficient. South Korea has been determined to be sufficiently equipped for this. So how would I go about doing this? Just fund it enough. Wait, okay, so each country contributes the same amount. Acceptance of the cooperation depends mainly on the level attained in the field of research. Budget relations between the countries, especially with discoveries categorized. Proposed 2.5 billion. Okay, so fusion. $4 billion.
Sure. Yeah. No problem. You're a dick.
Same question, same thing. Hey, we got Gabe in the chat. Let's go, Gabe. Gabe, what are your thoughts on the edition? What do you think? Tripster in chat. Let's go. We got the whole gang here. We got the whole gang. We got Backstar. We got Gabe. We got Anthony. Oh, speaking of Tripster, let's go ahead and do that for you. Congratulations on my new mod. $613 billion worth of debts. That is awful. Is it fully released? Yes, sir, it is. And it is amazing. 2021 edition is the best one so far. Let's go ahead and pin that comment. Playing the United States in this game now, like right after COVID, with no COVID or with COVID, is literally just like trying to like scrounge for any penny that you can find. Areas devoted to organic farming is too small. No, it's just my IRL name. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having your IRL name. As long as it's not mine. Negative $2 trillion in farming. What is putting us so far back? Got 5% growth right now. We could also form a Trans-Pacific Partnership. Got 11% growth as France, had 4% inflation by the end of the year. Oof. Oof. Up the inheritance tax. Only $20 billion. I gotta go. I may be back in 30 minutes or less. I may be gone by then. Yeah, I've been streaming for about an hour and 17 minutes. I think I'm gonna be going for an hour and a half, and we are going to call this stream. It's 5 hours and then about another hour and a half. I also kind of want to play it by myself. I think, okay, so let me actually get to this comment right here. I think the reason every country starts with a high deficit is because of COVID and stuff, but it's kind of weird that the same thing applies to the world without COVID. Okay, so if you actually listen to the news report in the beginning of the game, which I've only played that once since I've gotten the game and I've previewed it on this channel, the reason that the world without COVID is the same way is because it's basically acting like if COVID is completely gone by the beginning of 2021. That COVID did happen, but that it didn't, that COVID did happen in the game, but it's that it's already over. Everyone's already vaccinated. You don't have to do anything else. So it's not acting like COVID didn't happen. It's acting like COVID did happen, but the world is already over COVID. So that's why you still have the deficit as with COVID. Are we going to get involved in the Sudan-Ethiopian war? I don't think so. At least not right now. But there is a lot of bloodshed happening in that war.
Nope.
There is a ton of bloodshed. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. It kind of... I thought about it at first, and I had a couple of comments that were saying the same exact thing, but I thought about it, and I listened. Thanks for the clarification, PG. Yes. Yes. Important note right there, that if you're wondering why, and I would share this news with everyone, because apparently no one is listening to the beginning TV addresses. You're probably just like hitting the button. That's why I like to listen to them, because I like lore. I like lore. I like listening to the news reports. It basically says COVID is over. How will the economies of the world recover? So it takes into account that COVID just happened, and you still have the post-COVID deficits. So important. Listen. We gotta listen. You gotta listen to that. GPS has the deepest lore. We still need to do that little video, Gabe. Aw, look at that sharp drop in unemployment there. PG is literally the only PNR player who listens to the news reports. Yes! Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Delta Strain be like,
The bill has.
Wait, what?
The bill has been.
How did that not pass? Redundancies. What's the furthest that you got into this game in a single playthrough? That is, about mid-2026 as Australia. Definitely going to be doing another Australia playthrough by myself. I was, like, discovering, like, new technologies as Australia left and right. It's going to be pretty fun playing parliamentary societies now with the coalition feature. Just in case we ever need to create a feature. Create a coalition. GPS lore is like Skyrim's, its bonus features too, like Skyrim's.
Our governmental...
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Get that extra $40 billion. Can you mod the game with the modding tool? Polite injunction. Good morning, Mr. President, and name my government. I'm gonna ignore that. Does the level of tax investigation affect the economy? Yes, it does. Just joining in, did they add COVID and mechanics relating to it into the game? They did, and they improved on the they added vaccinations into the game.
The bill has been voted on, and the
Ironically, right as I said that, one of my friends just email or messaged me on vaccines were always in the game. Yeah, but they're actually kind of like there's actually like vaccination policy implemented into the game. One of my friends literally just messaged me on Discord and said had my chip implanted right as I was talking about that. By the way, there should be stimulus packages added to the game. There actually are. Oh, stimulus packages. Well, yeah. About other bugs, they're here and there. Haven't really had any game-breaking bugs as of yet. If you go to industry or other sectors, you can financially support them. Yeah, there's that. Can't you just put $100 billion in industry subsidies and call that a stimulus? Are there any other nuclear power plants other than fusion? Well, there's the regular ones, which is so if I go over here, there's regular fission plants, there's advanced fission plants or third generation fission plants, and then there's fusion reactors that can be discovered later. By the way, you're welcome. You don't know how hard I pressed Eversim for those types of Okay, so okay, Emma Reality, you made a comment right there that I want to get to because I actually had an argument about, not an argument, discussion about this in the Discord earlier. And I'm probably going to end the live stream like with this note after I make a free trade agreement with Turkey. So he said, I really think they should just stick to one game and just over time update it. I think they're kind of greedy. Okay, so let's say that Eversim goes to a model of a model similar to Paradox. Okay, stick to one game for like several years, and you just keep adding updates. You keep adding updates. You keep adding updates. Yeah, you get a lot of these free updates, but then they start adding DLC to it. Then they have to make, because they have to make money somehow. Okay, so then you get a game that then, you know, comes out. You get a game that comes out. Hearts of Iron did this. It's one game. Everyone has the same exact game. And then they add a DLC. And then they add another DLC. And another DLC. And another DLC. Soon enough, you have about $40, $50, $60, $70 worth of DLC. You know, Train Simulator, Flight Simulator. They all have hundreds, thousands of dollars worth of DLC. If you wanted, for example, like policy decisions, like if free trade agreements were added into like a $2 expansion pack, and then you had, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, 18, 20, 30, 40, 60 different types of policy decisions that were $2.99, that ends up being, you know, $70 just for like a couple of policy decisions. So would you rather A, spend hundreds of dollars every year for a would you rather spend hundreds of dollars a year on DLCs that they just keep making, like Paradox, because everyone says Paradox should buy them out. Okay, Paradox would buy this game out, and then they would just keep nickel and diming us for every single DLC. And then Eversim comes along, and yeah, it's $50. Everyone says, oh, well, it's a AAA game. Well, okay, well, a AAA game is $60 for one. It's $10 less than a AAA game. And two, it's like, and I made this argument earlier, you're talking about a game, and I have it in front of me. Okay, let's look at all of the features that this game has. Let's expand this. Well, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43 different types of policy decisions, not including the European Union. Well, actually, EU institutions. Okay, so EU budget. So that's 42 different policy decisions. Different categories. That's not even policy positions. 42 different categories, but then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got like nearly a dozen, more than half a dozen different types of metrics in here. And then people are like, just like David just said, it only takes 20. Okay, so back to my point. There's so much into this game. What happened to it? Crap. May 7th. Speaking of bugs. But yeah, back to my point. It's that A, you're going to be sitting here paying hundreds of dollars per year just to keep up with the DLCs. Or two, you only have to pay $50 a year. And people are like, oh, it's $50 a year. Do you have the 2019 edition? Do you have the 2020 edition? Because you're only having to pay $25 to upgrade it. That's $25 a year. It's not $50 a year. It's $25 a year if you have previous versions. You don't even have to have the 2020 edition. You have to have the 2019. You have to have the 2018. You have to have the 2017. Or you can have the original Power and Revolution. Yeah, they're making these separate games. But for one, the reason they're even doing that is for reasons like this. They had to make a separate game for this because it's 64-bit. They had 32-bit and a 32-bit engine in the previous editions. People are like, they need to upgrade their engine. They upgraded their engine in this edition. They upgraded their engine. It's 64-bit now. They had to make a new game, especially for the 2021 edition. So yeah, I think you guys understand what I'm saying. A, pay hundreds of dollars a year for that. Or B, pay $25 a year and get like 1, 2, 3 updates, major updates at that, per edition. The frame rate is more stable at least. Yeah, it's totally more stable. Look at this. Even as the United States, it is totally way less laggy whenever you have the industrial. And actually, whenever you get closer, look at that. Look. I don't even know how many frames I'm pulling, but I'm pulling way more than 20. Yeah. Okay, so my view on the game is it looks basic, but it's really not. They did not have time to make the game look better. That they had a lot more time to make the game more detailed. And that's the thing. People are like, oh, the game looks like crap. Like, yeah, they kind of did pull the graphics from the previous version of the game, Masters of the World. But it's you could have all of this. You know, the game could look so much better, but it's not that detailed. Or you can have the game be extremely detailed. Because, and this is the other thing. And I'm going to use a little bit of language right here. What other game company would give less of a fuck about GDP per... Well, they care about GDP per capita. What other game company would give less of a shit about partial or epidemic-related unemployment, public servant percentage of active population? Who else would care about the student-teacher primary ratio, percentage of scientists, illiteracy rates, or, you know, going into here, education budget priorities, student accommodation, correspondence courses, renewal and maintenance? Going over here, then you have all of these higher education and secondary education. You have primary, secondary, higher, university, foreign exchange students. But then, and MR Reality says the same thing that I said earlier. No one, but that's why the game stands out from all the others. Until a good competitor comes along and actually gives Eversim a run for their money, until another competitor comes along and says, okay, we're going to take Power and Revolution, but we're going to make it better, then Eversim is going to have to up their game. Eversim is questionable. There's a lot of things about Eversim that are questionable. The price is one thing. The lack of updates is another. But this game is a one of a kind. This game, there's nothing else. Someone, if someone can prove me wrong on this, if someone can prove me wrong, I've never heard of a game that is anything comparable to Power and Revolution, to Geopolitical Simulator, to the series of Eversim games since Commander-in-Chief, since Rulers of Nations, since Masters of the World, since Power and Revolution. The closest this game out there is Real Politics, and Real Politics is complete garbage. Honestly, in my opinion. I couldn't play that game for more than like an hour. At least the first one was. I haven't played the second one, but the first Real Politics was complete ass. So, unless you can find a game out there, and someone let me know if there is a game out there, there is nothing on the market right now that is even comparable to how detailed, how just intuitive. And the other thing too, you have all these metrics, and then you can meet with heads of state, you can meet with organizations, you can meet with your lenders, meet with your party, institutions, government, other parties, unions, associations, military, religious, sects. You can mess with terrorist organizations, intellectuals, family, friends. You can have affairs, you can bribe people, you can be corrupt. And then 2021 edition comes in. Oh, you can also micromanage your debt. Specifically, micromanage your debt, which I think is the best feature since the game came out. Like, come on. The fact you can micromanage your debt right now, that is quality. That is quality content right there. You can direct energy policy. You can micromanage the sectors inside of your economy. It sounds like I'm simping right now for Eversim, but I'm really not trying to simp. But like, what other company on the market right now would care about trade balance, about your sales in a certain sector, about your profits in a certain sector, your productivity index, your income tax, your employment, your manpower? I don't know. Nothing. Anyway, that's enough ranting from me. Is there anything new in the military aspects? Show us the check. I wish. Eversim, if you're listening, I'm simping too much for you. Go ahead and sign me the check now. You can literally do all of that real life as prime minister or president. Yeah. You can do, like, the only other thing you can do all of this in is if you actually run for prime minister or president. I'll go ahead and I'm learning Chinese, if that is Chinese. I think that's Japanese. Yeah, I'm gonna final answer, that is a Japanese name. This game has the deepest economic features. Yeah, that's basically my point, is that this game is the deepest in terms of economic simulation. This is not a military simulator. The fact, whenever people are like, oh, I mean, you know, I can't like take over the country, otherwise like my economy goes to shit. Because the thing about this game is, it's both a political, it's not a political simulator, and it's not a military simulator. It is a pure economic simulator. This is designed for you to change the taxes, to run for elections, it is Japanese. Hell yeah, I was right. But yeah, it's an economic simulator. That is the point of this game. It's economics. And it's also geopolitics too. And especially with this 2021 edition, it's completely now like a true geopolitical simulator. It's a true geopolitical simulator as of 2021. To be fair, Japanese also uses Chinese characters too. Yeah, but I can actually tell, like I can definitely tell Korean, but I've been learning Chinese recently, but I can tell the difference between Chinese and Japanese, because Japanese, it actually kind of like circles around more, because you're gonna remake the Great Depression, yes. But yeah, like Japanese actually has a lot more curves in their characters. Chinese doesn't really have that. But at least just by looking at it, I can usually tell the difference between Chinese and Japanese. What's it like playing the UK? No idea yet. No idea yet. Long live the king. King Biden.
The preparation.
I could tell because of the hiragana. Exactly. The game is unique, definitely, but the bugs are just a massive slap to our faces. And again, Eversim is not perfect. Eversim is not perfect. But to explain the bugs, again, it's an economic simulator made in a spreadsheet. This is all spreadsheet. And if you've ever worked with a spreadsheet, if you've ever messed with one digit in that spreadsheet, it throws the whole thing out of whack. It throws the whole thing out of whack.
The members of...
If you know anything about spreadsheets, or if you've worked with spreadsheets before, that's one explanation why. And that's why whenever, like, if I were to go in and annex Mexico, then it's because I'm like, oh, so think about whenever you're playing this game, think of every country in the world as a spreadsheet. One spreadsheet, two spreadsheets, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are over 192 different spreadsheets in this game. I've been streaming for an hour and 42 minutes. You just missed an entire... What did he do? Corruption. Aw. It's good to have God Spy back. If Eversim can expand the modding tools features, it'll be great for the game. True. Send your suggestions to Eversim. Send your suggestions. Eversham. Shim. I'd like to be able to create my own character. I think that would make the game quite fun. Did you get the resolution bug? I did not. Gabe got it. A few other people apparently got it, but I never got the resolution bug. All right. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Save this. We're going to wrap this live stream up. All right, guys, if you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content like this, go ahead and leave a hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any more content whenever I do make it. Guys, if you guys want to see more 2021 content, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I would love to see you guys in future Power and Revolution streams. I know you guys have been waiting eagerly for the Power and Revolution 2021 edition. I'm still testing this game out. The fun thing about this is that, like, I'm gonna have to do a lot of testing in this game, and I'm gonna be working with a lot of other people in the community to test this game, see what needs to be done in order to get into the political agreements, into the economic contracts, etc. So, guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you guys want to see more of this, hit the bell notification icon, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.